Good day, listeners. Today we find ourselves at a pivotal moment in American governance as the U.S. Senate has convened its legislative session in Washington, D.C. This gathering is not just another bureaucratic assembly. Rather, it is a critical juncture that could shape the legislative landscape for months to come, influencing both domestic and international arenas. The session brings with it a torrent of deliberations over presidential nominations and major policy bills, particularly those focused on the economy and national security. These discussions are unfolding against a backdrop of significant economic pressures and geopolitical tensions, making the outcomes of this session all the more consequential. The convening of the Senate marks a significant development in today's news, primarily due to its potential to impact broad aspects of American policy and global markets. The economy, currently burdened by persistent challenges such as inflation, supply chain disruptions, and evolving workforce dynamics, sits at the center of these legislative discussions. The Senate is considering bills that address critical issues like budget allocations, tax incentives for key industries, and funding for infrastructure projects, all of which are vital to stabilizing and propelling the economy forward. In the realm of national security, discussions are expected to cover threats from adversarial nations, cybersecurity vulnerabilities, and military readiness, making these debates crucial for both domestic stability and international relations. The context of this session is deeply rooted in ongoing partisan divides and recent electoral dynamics, which have heightened scrutiny on fiscal responsibility. Lawmakers are under considerable pressure to respond to public demands for accountable spending, especially following years marked by ballooning deficits and emergency appropriations. This session builds upon preliminary committee work conducted in the preceding weeks, setting the stage for potential bipartisan compromise, or, conversely, deepening deadlock. The implications of this legislative session are far-reaching, with the potential to affect millions of Americans through changes in economic policy that could spur growth, alter tax burdens, or redefine social safety nets. On the global stage, decisions regarding national security funding could influence international alliances, trade negotiations, and responses to conflicts abroad, creating ripple effects across global markets. A productive session could restore public confidence in American institutions and demonstrate Congress's ability to effectively balance executive power while addressing voter priorities. Successful passage of bills might accelerate recovery efforts in struggling sectors such as manufacturing and technology, fostering innovation and job creation. However, prolonged debates and potential stalemates could erode investor sentiment and complicate the United States' standing in international diplomacy, exacerbating political polarization and economic uncertainty. As the session unfolds, it promises to dominate public discourse, highlighting the complex interplay between legislative action and real-world outcomes. Stakeholders across the spectrum, from business leaders to advocacy groups, are keeping a keen eye on these proceedings. They recognize that today's legislative start could set the trajectory for some of this year's most transformative legislation. In conclusion, the Senate's legislative session is a defining story of the day, with the power to influence both national and global landscapes. The decisions made in these hallowed halls have the potential to not only impact the immediate economic and security environment, but also to shape public perception of governmental efficacy. As we watch these proceedings closely, it is incumbent upon us to understand the nuances and implications of each debate, recognizing that the outcomes will echo beyond the chambers of Congress, affecting the lives of countless individuals and shaping the future of American policy. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to exploring these developments further in our ongoing coverage.